Well, hello and good evening, everyone. As promised, the Easter Bunny is here. And can I just say, I like the ears. I really do. They flop around. It's lovely. It's great being the Easter Bunny. And I just want to thank everybody who did super chats for Jack and Vic Soon during the last set of Talking in the Libraries. Thank you so much. And as I promised, I've dressed up as the Easter Bunny. Quite like it. However, tonight we have a special night. Vicky will be talking about art, and I will be talking about art. So, without further ado, hello, Vicky.
Hello, Dean. Fancy seeing you here.
Sorry, I'm just having fun.
Oh, God, no, you're going to make me feel sick. It was bad enough having to colour in your nose. I hope you guys know I have just spent 10 minutes colouring in his nose, and he's promptly destroyed any makeup I actually own, which is absolutely fine because I never wear it anyway.
Yes.
So, yes, that was quite amusing. But, you know, he's got the joy of having to remove the makeup afterwards. So when he's like moaning at about 1 o'clock in the morning, when he's still got this really big splodgy nose, I'm going to be asleep. Oh, well, what am I like? So,
I know.
yes, thank you all in the chat. Who have we got? We've got Jeff from Denkar in the chat. Lovely
Jeff
to
from.
see you. I believe we've had Cam in as well. And was Michael there? Because you said you were right,
Yes,
Michael?
Michael left a message. I think you know what Michael's like. He's back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yes.
Back
So no
and
doubt
forth.
we will have more joining us and others just watching in the background thinking, who's this idiot dressed in a bunny suit?
Stop waving your ears around.
Why? I like it.
You know what's going to happen, right? You're going to wave your ears around, and before you know it, the cats are going to jump up and destroy
I'll have
your
a cat
ears.
in the face. Yes, you're right. You are absolutely right. So let's just pop that back there.
You can have your wonky ears.
Let's not go all Donnie Darko on this show.
No Donnie Darko. No, we're not a grim setting, darling. We're not a grim.
No, definitely not. And there's Michael. Hello, Michael. There we go.
Look at that. He said, it is great, you being the Easter Bunny.
It is.
It is, definitely.
I keep to my promises.
Yes, you do. And I have to say that it was quite good fun looking for those as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Anyway, we are going to cover off a few things today. First of all, we're going to just talk about the art that inspired us. So all of the art that inspired us when we were younger and gives us and actually sort of flows into our vision for the artwork for Untold Destiny. Now, one of the things I'd like to say is we're not sort of taking art and going, we want something exactly like this, but it's all the stuff that sort of sets our imagination on fire and how that sort of come across and what's going on. So we're going to share some of that with you. Then we're going to actually share some of the artwork from all of our amazing artists. You're going to see some pieces you haven't seen before, and I actually bring one of the artists in as well, their work in, and you won't have seen any of it because we haven't shared any of it, have we, Dean,
no,
of this one particular artist?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go through all of our artists that we have on board, so you can see the sort of aesthetic that we've got. We're going to talk about it, what we like, how we found them, where you can find them, and basically, as always, ask questions as you go along. Now, what I am going to say is if you could share the stream, we would be more than grateful. All right. And if you could like it, and again, any comments, stuff like that, all help to increase our reach. We're only tiny. What's our YouTube at the moment, Dean?
Oh, now you're asking. Hang on. 225.
225. So we have grown substantially. And I'll probably put this out on X, but if you look at our graphs of how we've grown, we are growing between 5 and 20%. Ooh,
Yes, that is a hot tip. Hot.
That is definitely a hot tip. That could be quite dangerous, couldn't it? I don't
Yes.
know. With those bunny ears, Dean's probably at risk, I have to
What with the
say.
hot lights and the I probably could.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you'll end up in the news, Dean. You know, you've gone to incandescent light bulbs because you don't like LED light bulbs, and then you set your ears on fire.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Oh, thank you, Jeffrem. Yes, I spent ages looking for these. I'm not saying it was the little Asian woman who was wearing them that sold them to me, but I thought they would look good.
See what I have to put up with. I'm not saying that it was the fact that I've just spent 10 minutes colouring in his nose and those whiskers are well placed.
They are
I think that personally makes it. But no,
definitely.
you do look rather cute.
Anyway, we have got an exciting time because
Oh, we do. I've got
what are
to
we
actually
doing again?
focus, don't I? We're
Yes,
talking about art.
we are.
We are talking about art. I'm going to do you share the stream. Look at this at the bottom. And then what I am going to do is bring in, so pressing buttons, buttons of the pressings. And here we go. Look at
Right.
that.
Do you want that a bit bigger? So if we do that, how does that look?
That looks great. All right, so Dean, as some of these are yours and the last one's mine.
Yeah, I'll start. So of
Start.
course, the first bit of Larry Elmore I ever saw was the red box set. When I bought that, first sort of what I consider the proper TTRPG that I ever purchased. I had Tunnels and Trolls beforehand, but I don't think that really counts. It was more for solo play. But that inspired me, allowed me to create my first character, human fighter, and I love human fighters ever since. I think it conjures
not a bunny then.
not a bunny, no. I think it conjures what it is to play the basic set, and I love the dragon. I love the setting. When I got second edition, the one piece of art, and this is the middle piece that really spoke to me, was the adventurers looking chuffed. They've got this small hatchling dragon, green, hung up with its treasure that fits in this small little box. And they're looking so chuffed with themselves. And that fired my imagination. I wanted to be one of those adventurers.
I look at this.
Yeah.
Michael's got that picture
Signed.
by Elmore. I'm jealous.
Oh, so am I.
I am. So that piece, the piece with Sturm, was actually one that I chose, and it calls out to me for a few things. One, the fact that you've actually got someone who's obviously been injured. You can see that. But the second thing is the desolation of the place. It actually makes me feel cold when I'm looking at it. And I actually think, well, it just oozes charisma, character, and challenge. And that's what I love about that piece. And I can honestly say it's one of my favorites.
Just want to say a big hello to Madman. Yes, I am the Easter Bunny, the British one, obviously.
Yeah, after your intro that you had on your last show, I was saying to Dean that maybe you should have come on with a phone and this Easter Bunny costume.
I think we missed an opportunity.
We missed an
on the
opportunity
cafe.
there.
But yes, we'll make sure we don't next time.
Look at this, the actual British Easter Bunny.
Yes.
So yeah, those three are absolutely, I think they quintessentially role play, aren't they?
They are.
And
Yeah.
I think they're pieces that we loved when we were young, and we've always loved ever since. We've never fallen out of love with those pieces.
No, I think they're lovely. And some more Elmore, and of course these appeared in the basic D&D sets. So for me, I absolutely loved it. It's the fighter you kind of play at the start, the cleric. Oh, I forget her name. Alia, something like that.
Aren't you just coming up with all my character names and just getting
I
them
think
mixed
I
up
am.
again?
I am. But yeah, I again captures that adventuring spirit.
It does. And, I look at those creatures that are chasing those two, and you look at those eyes, and yeah, that's not nice.
No, no. And the black and white, this is why black and white art has I have such a soft spot for it, because I grew up with black and white art. And whilst you can get a lot more detail in color, there's a lot more you can do with black and white, in my opinion. The contrast really makes things striking. Those creatures chasing you on the left, they look horrific. You can see the kind of ribs showing through, the flesh pulled back, and the colors left to your imagination. I love it.
All I can say is I wouldn't want to be over his shoulder, because she looks a lot closer to those creatures than he
I
is at the
know.
moment. But yeah, it
Yes.
is, and it's classic, isn't it? And I love the second piece. I love the whole piece together, the way that you've got the art overlapping with the frame, how you've got the looks. It's just beautiful. But we're both suckers for black and white art. And of course, my favorite, right? This one here, my favorite. One of the things that I've always wanted is to play proper mounted characters in combat, mainly inspired by this one book. Just always loved this picture by Clyde Caldwell. Absolutely adore it. And Dean, it's one of your favorites as well, isn't it?
It is the Forgotten Realms Adventures book. This is we've got this book, and it's a book that I often refer to whenever I'm running a Forgotten Realms campaign. And it's a great book, and the artwork on the front, this piece of artwork is absolutely superb. Really does. You got the warrior. She's wearing, or rather, she's holding her scimitar shield on the other side, and what appears to be a unicorn. Whether that is just a horse with a point, or a unicorn, I think it's a horse with armor and a point. But it just looks fantastic. And of course, the horse, you got the kind of shagginess around the hooves and stuff like that, indicating it's very strong, almost. What am I thinking? The kind of pack horses. A heavy
Not a
horse.
pack. You're
Yeah,
talking about a heavy war horse,
a
aren't you?
heavy war horse, yeah,
Pack
and
horse.
pack
Ja-
horse. I know. Next, I'll be saying you drop bombs from helicopters or something stupid like that.
Well, we let
I
you off with
know,
these
I know,
things.
but
But
it's the one on the other side that I
oh,
read the
you
novel.
always loved that one, yes,
I
the
have
Spellfire.
Chandrel, I think the name is, where she wields spellfire and destroys a Dracolich. And it's a fantastic piece. Even Elminster looks absolutely terrified and shocked. And you got the Knights of Mithranna around her. I think the guy at the front's Torm, if I'm not mistaken, not the god, but one of the knights. Um, and yeah, Chandrel was the only person who could defeat this Dracolich. And incredible novel, really love it. And the artwork on the cover really sells that book.
It's been years since I've read it. I need
Mm.
to actually dig it out. It's in one of our boxes. We need to dig it out and read it
We
again.
do, we do.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I have to say the Forgotten Realms Adventure front cover, that inspired a lot of our mounted combat that we've got in the advanced system. Can't
Yes.
include it in our basic system, but it is in our advanced system, and it's well play tested, because funnily enough, I think 9 out of 10 of my characters will be mounted.
Well, I think with our easy to use encumbrance rules, I think most adventuring parties started off with pack animals of one kind or another, or
Yeah.
ended up riding horses at some stage.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I've got my last character actually had a battleborn horse, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Wow, Jeffrem is rebuilding second set with a wonderful
Yeah.
art. Of
Nice.
course, Clyde Caldwell has actually got a Kickstarter live at the moment, so you can
Mm.
actually get various things. And I believe Jeff Easley and Clyde Caldwell all have websites where you can purchase their art. So there you go. Talking of who, look at this, Jeff Easley. So Dean, you loved this first one, didn't you?
The
It's the
first one, the one
DMG.
on the left, that's the Dungeon Master's Guide, and it is superb. Conjuring magics and a world removed from our own world. It's the opening of imagination. It's a vortex to another place. It's the swirling of colors that mingle with other colors and then descend into the blackness of the astral seas. This is something conjured up from the imagination of a god or some elder entity and brought to life. It personifies what it means to be a DM. Yeah, creation being the mere act of will. I love it. I think it's a beautiful piece of artwork, beautiful colors, bright, vibrant, and invoking at the same time.
Yeah, it is nice. And I love this second piece because it takes me back to the D&D original box set, but it's different. And, I love the menace that's oozing from this dragon. And, it's that lone fighter. Come on then.
Come on.
But it does appear as if Jeffrem has
Yeah.
had a lot of bad luck with mounts.
Mm.
Well, Jeffrem, you're going to have to try our advanced system and actually have your mounts there because they work really well. Because whenever I've tried doing mounted in any other system, it's just been a disaster. And it was one of the core things I said to Dean is I want to have my
Mounted
mount.
combat.
I want mounted combat and I want it to be able to work. And it does. It works really well.
Yeah.
And so far I've not got all my horses killed.
No.
I'm not talking about the one that you stole with the griffin.
Mm.
I've not had much luck with griffins, and you.
No.
But then
these are yours now.
Yes, these. So these I wanted to highlight because when I was younger and I was listening to a lot of music, well, I still listen to a lot of music, but I listen to a lot of Yes, I listen to a lot of Rush, but the one thing, I listen to tons of music, but the one thing that always captured my imagination were the Roger Dean covers for Yes. And so, little story, I always have to have a story. This one here for the Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman and Howe, I went to the concert and I had this fantastic t-shirt and I loved it because it had the artwork on it. And I wore that t-shirt to death. My mum washed that t-shirt with the dusters and ruined it and threw it away. Didn't even give it to me so I could try and rescue it. I was so upset. But I've always adored that piece. I just love the colors. I love the vibrancy. I love the rock structures. And it's the same with the relayer one on the other side. The relayer one with the horses again, horses, mounted adventurers going off with strange landscape. You've got the snake. Oh, I just love it. And I really do like Roger Dean's art style. I think it's really surreal and it's beautiful.
Yes. I just want to say Michael is absolutely right. I had nothing to do with the disappearance of your horse. It was the dice and the griffin, not me. And
It was
welcome,
Dean.
Paladin Steve.
Hello. Look, we got Paladin Steve. Yay. So yes, that's Roger Dean. And if you haven't ever dug into his work, I'd really recommend having a look through. There are some stunning pieces. And he's done a lot of covers. He also used to do a lot of stuff for Asia, stuff like that. So
a computer game company called Psygnosis. He used to do some of their artwork for theirs, especially one called Barbarian. Very iconic piece on the front of that one.
You and your computer games.
Oh, you've always got to bring it back. So we're now moving on to our artists.
And
Vicky is the person who deals with the artists. She gives them their briefs. She maintains the relationships because I'm stuck just typing and writing and doing books. So she gets the fun stuff. So,
and you've got no patience with artists.
No, I got plenty of patience as long as they get it right the first time.
So yeah, Jacob. So Jacob started with us very early on in 2023, moving into 24. Still one of our artists now. Haven't had anything recent, mainly because we're still building up funds. But he's a fantastic artist. He's mainly digital. And what was really great was when we went to the UK Games Expo in 2024, we actually had these on 2 meter um, illuminated stands, and they look absolutely stunning. Um, and yeah, the first piece is the Gods of Harbour, and I don't know why, but this actual piece came to me in a dream. I have the weird things. That's how most of my characters come to me, to be honest. And I was thinking about some of the Renaissance type paintings that you get, and I was thinking about having our gods, sort of the harbour gods, sort of lined up with paintings behind them that sort of went from one god's sort of ethos into the next. And this is what we came up with. And he really translated, considering I had to write this brief up, he had to translate this, and he did a sterling job. Absolutely thrilled with it. It's that I've always found it really beautiful. I like the way he brought the characters to life, and I love how he took what I wanted, which is the different domains flowing from one to the other. And I think he did a good job. The next one was a piece that Dean wanted, which is where we've got tall, sort of the old cities, but they've been sort of almost fossilized because of the amount of time. It's been 800 years since the ashfall, and it was essentially an adventuring party coming out and finding one of these lost cities. And again, I think he did a great job. Just the way they're all stood there, sort of looking up at this, I think you can get a feel of the immensity of the city versus what they're used to,
Yeah.
even though you can't see their faces.
Yeah. The old empires who used incredible magics to build these monoliths to their achievements, and undone in literally a blink of an eye when the ashfall happened. These ruins hold, lost artifacts and treasures, but also dangerous creatures and unimaginable horrors. So exploring them is dangerous, but the rewards can be quite substantial.
Yeah, so Jacob, I think he's mainly on ArtStation. I I'm trying to remember. I think I was hunting through, and I found him and approached him back in 2023. Um, and he's absolutely great, and he's great to work with, and he tweaks things until we're happy and all the rest of it. Next one's Serena Cutler. Now she's a traditional artist. She uses acrylics. So we have to scan the paintings, which is a trial and tribulation in
Oh yeah.
itself. Um, but she's got a real sort of vibrant use of color. And I think one of the things that attracted us to her in the beginning, well, I have to say some of it was due to the fact some of the structures she does remind me a little bit of Roger Dean, but she does very vibrant use of color. And when I look at them, I can see, the world of Untold Destiny, and she captured the two moons that we've got really well. And I just love the vibrancy of the colors in these.
Yeah. The red one, the one on the left, is the Watchtowers of
Linchat, yeah.
Linchet. Yeah, and I think it captures the savage world that Kaseya is, and you have these watchtowers with ballista and the large creatures that fly overhead. They aren't designed to kill the creatures; they're just designed to try and chase them off and make the creatures realize it's not worth going beyond the towers. So they go looking for easier prey. Um,
I
well,
just
Jack,
think Jack's
welcome.
come in to see the fact that you are actually, after promising that you'd wear bunny ears, that you're fulfilling your promise.
Absolutely.
Keeping
See
an
what
eye
I
on your
do for you,
ears.
Jack. See what I do. Yeah.
So our first black and white artist. So Luke is fantastic, absolutely brilliant artist. This is one that Dean actually found. I cannot take credit for finding this artist.
Yes,
This
I
one's a
saw some of
Dean.
his work on X and fell in love with it
Yeah.
immediately. Yeah.
So hopefully we should have some time. I've got to reach out to him some time in his diary for later on this year. But these are a few of the pieces. We've actually got quite a lot of art from Luke already, and we've got some more in the pipeline. So the first piece was, you described this one to me, and I had to translate it and write it all up for Luke. And I think it came out quite well.
Yes, it did. It was exactly what I had envisaged, and it is Lucia before she ascended to. Oh no, back.
I touched the buttons.
You did. It's Lucia before she ascended to godhood, so helping Harbour survive the initial ashfall, and it's the Grimlocks from the deep caverns who are invading and coming up, and she brings forth her holy light to drive them back. So she became Lucia of the blinding light. And one of the main protectors of Harbour, and a god, one of the five. And I always had this vision of, the kind of, especially with black and white, the person there, the light radiating, and the creatures kind of going back like that and hissing, and I think Luke has captured it absolutely perfectly. It's a piece I absolutely love.
Yeah, and it was the first piece that Luke actually did for us.
It was.
And then we've got our wyverns, which was actually for Port Orion, and it was an adventure that you ran as part of our playtest.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first playtests we did, wasn't it?
It was.
And yeah, so this was back in 23. We were running 22, 23. We were running this playtest.
Yeah, this was, I think, 23. Yeah, towards the end of 23, and yeah.
And we had to take on these wyverns, and we had to try and protect the townspeople who were fighting them off with the ballistas. It was fantastic, and so we translated that into a piece for Luke. Again, he did a marvelous job with the brief. I love it. My favorite bit is here, where you could see one of the things that Dean had these wyverns doing was swooping down, grabbing people off the battlements and taking them up and throwing them up in the air and basically dropping them. And Luke actually captured that. We put it in the brief, and he has captured it. You can see this poor person plunging to their deaths. I'm not going to say there's any danger when you're playing in Dean's games.
No, but that is why the Parapack was invented.
Yes, it is. And then this third piece from Luke that we've included here is actually showing part of what would happen in the woods, where we've got special trees with special woods that have to be harvested in a special way. But it's a very dangerous job, as you can see, when you consider the size of the people, when you consider the size, these are giant trees. I mean, what have we got just creeping up here? Yeah. And again, this was when you consider the sort of things we were asking for, I think Luke did a superb job in bringing it together. I love the ballista, the way he drew that, and it all came together, and they're using the remnants of another tree as their tower on the battlements. It's great.
Oh yeah, Jeff, nice to have you in the chat. Dean Cottontail, I like it.
See, I'm pronouncing things properly. Yes, I can also spell dispatch properly, unlike some other people.
I see. It's the one word I struggle with. I think the American way just looks right. The British way doesn't.
Well, that's because you're weird.
I know.
Dispatch. We're British, darling. Dispatch.
Yeah, we're British, are we? Yes.
Yes, we are. We drink cups of tea with our little fingers out, and we say dispatch, not dispatch. Dispatch.
Dispatch.
There we got Death Angel Shadow. Hello. Look. That's cool. So, who else have we got? Well, you'll have seen because he's now come over to X. I've persuaded him to join X.
Yes.
Because I actually found him on Facebook. So he was. I sort of hunt around in art groups. I don't tend to react well to artists pestering me. I like to find portfolios I like. I always look at portfolios. I always have a look at what I can see. And I have to say, I saw some of Lewis's work. Now, he's done a lot of comic work, and some of that is phenomenal. Some of it a bit raunchy. I've told him he can put his, if he does want to put it on X, that X will lap it up. And it will put Jack Lost Law Scholar's bikini, elves in bikini to shame, some of the stuff he's done in the past. But I have to say, the way Lewis has captured some of the pieces, it's just every single one has been superb. And it's quite funny because when we went through, as always, I've got a story. As we were going through some of the pieces he's done, he'd like go, oh, well, there's this sort of layout or there's this layout. And so we'd be looking at it going, oh, actually, we'll go for this one. But it turned out that we loved them all so much. We ended up getting the B ones as well, what we classed as the B layouts. But he's absolutely fantastic to work with. He will tweak. He keeps trying to make things better. And he really does work hard. He is so dedicated, and I absolutely love working with him as an artist. Love that one. I love that one.
They're amazing. The spirit, the restless spirit, is the first one of our creatures, ethereal, a spirit that can no longer rest until a deed has been done or they're driven back. The middle one is a shard of Talos. Talos being the great statue from Greek mythology, and when the ashfall happened, so certain statues suddenly became filled with life, becoming real. And these statues were shards of the god Talos.
I'm sorry,
and of course,
you try to be serious when you company videos.
Nothing. I can be serious.
I can't help it. He nearly is wibbling. It's just wrong.
And of course, a skeleton. And I love the skeleton. That's just amazing. Cool. Yes.
I do like that skeleton.
I know. He is an incredible black and white artist, and I have loved every single piece of work. He has captured our orcs really and our ogres really well.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it's a piece we're not going to share yet, but he's got several pieces around there which are fantastic.
Yes, yeah, we've literally just taken delivery of them. I'm absolutely thrilled with them.
Yeah.
And this is Jenny. You will know her. She's on X, and she's one of our up and coming artists. We want to make sure that as well as supporting indie games, etc., we're also bringing on up and coming artists. And I have to say, she does some sterling work. I absolutely love that one piece to the side, and she's really managing to capture the essence of adventuring. So you all know her. She's on X. So if you're not following her, then please do. And the same thing with Lewis. If you're not following Lewis, please look him up. Follow him on X. He's growing rapidly, which is really nice to see. And of course, Jenny is working really hard. And Jenny, if you are watching, you've got to send me your last invoice. Oh, I don't know what's just happened. My microphone's collapsed. Hang on.
Hang on. Do you need to?
Technical
when you say
difficulties.
collapse, is that completely? What have you done?
What do you mean? What have I done?
Technology. She touches things and they just break.
This is why I work in IT.
Yes.
What is the root cause of it? Well, Vicky touched it. There we go. It's just got a bit loosey goosey.
Do you not tighten everything? Oh, hey,
it's AGP. I have a feeling the cat's been playing with it. That'll do. If you hear a crash, it's Dean's fault.
Yeah.
So then we move on to Jamie. So Jamie is basically, well, he's doing our basic edition front cover at the moment, or he will be. We've just commissioned him to do that. We're just setting out the brief. We got an AGP. There we go. I'm having to hold up my microphone. So you can see here that we've got the adventure front cover. Now, these in the middle, these are our shadow stalkers. Dean, would you like to tell everybody a little bit about a shadow stalker?
So shadow stalkers are large cats. So a human would come up to probably the nose of the shadow stalker. They are massive creatures, can just vanish and move silently through the wilderness. So incredible predators. But what they will do is when they're cubs and as they grow up, they'll leave their parents and then they will find a mate, and the two will mate and remain in life. So whenever you find one shadow stalker, you will always find that there's a second, the mate of that. You might get unlucky. They may have cubs, in which case you're fighting the cubs as well if you wandered into their territory, or you're hoping your beast handling skills and stuff like that are suitable enough to placate them and allow you to move back out of their territory. But yeah, they are incredible beasts, very ferocious, incredibly territorial, vanish just completely from sight. I don't know what Vicky's doing.
Just ignore me.
Okay. They will just vanish from sight and move completely unheard. So if you're forced to fight them and you kill one of them, the other one becomes enraged and will fight even more ferociously than before. So you have to be aware, and that one will then fight to the death. There's no getting rid of it. It will remain there until it's either victorious or you're forced to defeat it. So yes, love our shadow stalkers. I highly recommend throwing those kitties at snow. Hang on. I Well, I'm sure something can be arranged. I'm sure something can. And yes, Michael, his art is absolutely phenomenal. Those of you who were on the Talking in the Library when we had him and Richard on would have seen some of their art, and his art is just fantastic. Do you know what? He's one of those artists that have managed to really capture a lot of what we have envisaged and bring it alive. And I cannot wait to see what he does for our basic edition front cover.
It's going to be stunning.
Yes.
We've discussed what we're looking at, haven't we, Dean? And we've got a sort of vision, but it's like everything. We're actually going to talk to Jamie about it. We'll write it all up, and he will bring it alive. He always elevates it way past what we thought was possible. And of course, then he also did our map, didn't he, for the harbour area. Just check in as I've had to move my mic from over there to over here. Is it sounding okay?
Yeah, it's sounding perfectly fine. Your volume has not changed. All the levels are looking really good at the back end here. It sounds fantastic.
Perfect. I have implemented a workaround, which is I've moved it from the back to the front. And that so super.
They are super house cats. Yes,
they are.
Not based off any of our cats. Oh no, definitely not.
No, not at all. No. But this is where we've got a few more pieces that we wanted to share with you that Jamie has done for us, and these are our goblins.
Yes.
Dean, would you care to describe, because there's 3 different types of goblins?
There are 3 different types. So what orc tribes have created goblins, and they took their young and frogs that were highly venomous, poisonous frogs, and they combined the two into dark rituals to create goblins. So goblins might look like frogs, but they are typically vicious orc-like or orc-akin creatures. Where you see a goblin, you know an orc is probably not too far behind. They excrete poison all the time, which is why this dark ritual was done to create them. So you got the one at the front, it's a goblin licker, and it's licking its blade to coat it in poison. So whenever they attack, it's a lot of poison damage they deal. They're not that hardy, they're not tough, but they can really take you by surprise, and they can deal a lot of damage quickly with their poisoned attacks. The one at the back to the left with the bow is a goblin scout. So these are typically supporting orcs or other goblins that are running in, firing poisoned arrows. It's not great as eating. Yes, I do like the bunny suit. They fire poison arrows, so they'll lick the arrows and then shoot them, and you're then being hit with these poisoned arrows, doing a lot of damage. The one on the other side has puffs of spores with these pores with puffs of smoke and poison coming out of them. And they're called
goblin
puffers.
puffers. Yes,
Yeah,
puffers.
goblin puffers. And
they run in.
Yes. They literally run into the middle of a group and just shake themselves, and poison just explodes in a cloud around them. They're a lot tougher than the other two and quite deadly. When you see one of them, you want to kill them fast before they can get close to you and get their poison out of their system. So those are our three main goblins. There are other goblins, but those are the three main ones we came up with first of all. Yeah.
And then I wanted to show this piece because I don't think I've shown this one on X before. And this was a piece that Jamie pulled together for us to show a shadow stalker out in the wild. Now, the whole point of shadow stalkers is that each sort of strand of fur has a sort of mirrored ink sort of combination. So what will happen is it will blend seamlessly into the background. And what it will also do is, because it's got giant paws, so they're really quite soft, so that it doesn't make much noise at all. So you won't know that they're there. They're not invisible, but they just blend in absolutely seamlessly. And we did this piece. It was in 2024, wasn't it? Coming up to the UK Games Expo, or just after?
It was coming up.
Yeah. And this was to sort of show what would happen and how they hunt.
So the one you're looking at here is actually an elder shadow stalker. So this one lost its mate, so it's never going to find another mate again, and it killed the people who killed its mate. And these shadow stalkers, because they no longer have a mate, they gain, and they were in an enraged state, they gain a much stronger sort of presence, and they grow into these elder shadow stalkers. So these creatures, they're elite creatures, which means one of these is a challenge against a party. And by the time you realize you got one of these stalking you, or you've wandered into the middle of the ruins and it's right there next to you and you haven't even noticed, and it suddenly attacks, you've got a massive problem on your hands and a deadly encounter. So the elder shadow stalker, a shadow stalker that's lost its mate. And you can see with this one, the one eye is kind of damaged. It's got cuts and bruises and old slashes, old wounds across its face from the battles it has endured. And I do love this, because you got the two deer completely oblivious to the fact that this creature's just watching them.
So we absolutely adore this piece, and I love sort of the sunlight coming through, and you've got the hints of ruin as well in the background. And Jamie just manages to bring what sits in our heads, because I'm not joking, you should see us trying to draw. It is not good, is it, Dean?
No, it's stick people.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, when I actually did a drawing to go with the art brief for the Beneath the Dragon's Gaze, and it was stick person, I think on a boat, and I'm not joking, it was like a 5-year-old had got yeah, I really wish I could draw, but Jamie always knocks it out the park.
Yeah.
We are very lucky to have found such a massively talented bunch of artists.
Mm. Yeah.
So that is the end of going through the art, but we have something else that we're going to talk about today, haven't we, Dee?
Yes, we do.
Which means I have to press buttons.
Oh dear.
Jeffrem says very nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yay. Yeah, I must admit, I love I mean, you look at Luke's work, you look at Jacob's, you look at Lewis's work, you look at Jenny's work. It's all fantastic. And there's always a theme running through it, but what we're not trying to do is to get every artist to look exactly the same, because the whole point is we all look upon the world with different eyes, and we want that to come through in our artwork. So I think it does, but at the same time it keeps the same running themes. You will see there's a piece that Lewis has just finished for us that Dean's alluded to, with our orcs, ogres, and our goblins, and the theme of the goblins runs throughout. So it's great because the artists really do manage to sort of bring things together cohesively, and I absolutely love working with them. Absolutely do. Well, we've got our flame imp, haven't we?
We got the flame imp, which is one of our demons. And we have not got, it's one of the pieces, but our kind of aberrations. We don't have aberrations as such. We have eldritch creatures. So drawing very much
They're
upon,
frightening.
upon like Lovecraftian literature and stuff like that, but really twisting it. So one of the first ones that the party in Business Unusual came across, it looks like a tear in space. So you got this kind of rupture, but within the rupture, you've just got what appear to be galaxies and planets and stuff like this, just constant, your eyes just get lost within. And it's got this purple haze around it. And the first thing you got to do is make this willpower save, because you're drawn into it. And if you fail, you just stand there. And this isn't, you don't get another save at the start of each of your rounds or anything. You are now mesmerized, and you're completely, your mind is trying to comprehend what you're looking at, and it can't. So you just stand there completely bewildered. And then this thing has this like psychic lashes it can do. It can invade your mind. It can try and dig out your secrets as you're then trying to just fight it off. We talked briefly, I think, on one of the titles about the blood horrors.
Yeah.
Which are horrific creatures. I'd love to see one of our artists bring one of them alive, because
Well, they will be. It'll be
they
one
are
of the.
truly horrific.
We've got to bring them all to life, Dean.
They do, and of course,
Bit
then we
at a
got
time. Bit
we
at
got
a
our
time.
golems as well, which are
As the
stitched
bank.
monstrosities.
Yes, as the bank allows.
Yes.
Yeah, the way we're approaching this is, what we do is we save up an amount, we write the briefs, we get it out. So at the moment, we've got work ongoing that's with Lewis, and the cover coming up with Jamie. We've got some work for Luke coming up. So Jenny's just finished a batch, but we literally save up and then do another tranche. So all of this artwork is self-funded. So yeah. And the money, of course, that the Classic Maps has brought in.
Yes. Yes, and yeah, we're having a classic take on with a lot of the creatures that we're coming up with. First of all, Wizards have copyright on a load of theirs, so I don't care about theirs. But what I'm trying to do is go back to mythology, go back to original texts when it comes to certain creatures, to kind of reimagine. I look through some of like the Irish folklore tales, the Russian ones, and I start to dig through those to see if there's anything really nice that would fit our world and have a place. Ah,
There
good, you got
you
it.
go. I thought you would want to talk a little bit about
And that
Jack
is the
loves
flame
this.
imp.
They
Yeah.
giggle. And
So
the first time Jack ever encountered one,
he
it was
ran.
terrible. He
He
ran.
ran. So this is our imp. And it's a flame imp. So you got imps you got acid imps, cold imps, and lightning imps.
Yeah. Lewis
So
did this one.
yep. A flame imp, the first thing you'll hear is it laughing, because you won't see it. They become naturally invisible. But you will hear children's laughter, giggling and laughing. These creatures they revel in misery and inflicting pain, and they also love chaos, just creating mayhem and chaos. So within Untold Destiny, spirits are born in bodies, and then they release when the body dies to be reborn again, and the circle of life continues until that spirit energy becomes aware that it is on this circle of life, and then you have the option of ascending. So this is where gods come from. They are spirits at the end of their path, now fully aware of the power that they possess, and given the chance to create domains of power within the ethereal. With people who are cruel and horrible, their spirits are more demonic and evil. So devils and demons in our system are kind of merged together, similar to how you would have in yes, similar to how you'd have in kind of biblical scriptures and stuff like that, where they have a distinct grouping. So they are kind of separate, but they're also the same sort of infernal, damned spirits. So our imps are spirits that have led truly evil lives, and they've been born as they're becoming aware. But for whatever reasons, they've died as children. So the spirit ascends, gaining life in the ethereal, but it remains trapped in the form of a child. And these become our imps. They are evil children, absolutely despicable spirits that have died as children. Yeah, they can be, whilst they're not the toughest of our infernal demonic, they can they can absolutely lay waste pretty fast to a party. I like it, and I think Lewis has captured our imp there really well.
So now we're going to move on, and we are introducing a new little segment, aren't we, Dean?
Yes, we are.
Or we will do when I can press buttons.
No, God, yes. The
Pressing
segment is
button.
how to. We're going to teach
How to
Vicky
teach
how to
Vicky
do
how
IT.
to press buttons. How to do IT. But earlier today, I saw on X, it was Dungeon Noir actually put out about TTRPG systems, and it was an article by someone called Group Finder. So I had a look at this, and I did a little bit of digging because it just sounded interesting. Because they said, "Is D&D still king?" So I started taking a little look into this report. Now, Group Finder is actually very small, and they
Hiya,
got
Cam.
Hiya, Cam. And they've actually got I think it was about 4,000 people. It says they got 1,560 here.
That's
but when
active
I looked at
currently.
that's active at the moment.
Yeah.
And when I had a look, this is about 4,000 to 6,000 who are actually signed up. And it's a site where you can sort of post about games that you're hosting, or basically go looking for group, essentially. And they just turned around and said, so what are the main games that get played on this on this particular app? And basically, it appears to be around 90% are looking for D&D games, which is, as an indie, I'm like, harumph. However, I don't know about you, I hadn't heard about this Group Finder. I hadn't heard about it, so I've signed up because I'm like, well, we'll need to tip that balance then, won't we? So having a look at it, they said you've got D&D's first of all, then it's Pathfinder, then it's Daggerheart, which that one surprised me a bit. Then Call of Cthulhu, then Vampire, then Cyberpunk, Lancer, Shadowrun, OSR was 2.7%, then Star Wars and Mutants and Masterminds. Now that's a game I haven't heard of. I haven't heard of Mutants and Masterminds, Dean.
I have heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
So I thought that was quite interesting as a sort of point. And so what I've done is I've actually set myself up on here to have a look at it, and I thought I'd show it to you. And you, when you do it, you say what sort of area you were in, or if you want to see stuff from everywhere. And this is how the sort of, and you can sort of post on here. You can say who you are, what you're looking for. So you've got here, they do GURP, Savage Worlds, where they're based, whether it's online, in person. I actually think it's a nifty little tool. Now, it's free at the moment. And I always say at the moment, because it says in its terms and conditions, it's going to stay free. But you and I both know that's not always the case with the way that the world works. But it just seemed quite interesting. And I thought I would share. Yes, I would agree with you, Death Angel Shadow. Definitely Shadow Dark is much more popular. But I think that's just not reached this app. And when I look at the actual, this is like got a subset of our small niche. It's got a subset of that niche. I don't actually think it's showing what we're all playing. But I just thought I would share this with you because maybe it could be something that we could, as enthusiastic TTRPGers, we might look at giving it a go, see what it's like.
Although it's quite scary if you're going out and looking for players, because you never know who you end up with. Session 0 becomes really important at that point. It's you vetting your players as well as your players vetting you.
Yeah. Must admit, I read some of them and they sound like dating profiles. I'm a 21-year-old guy. It's
Yes.
like, oh no. It just some of it's written in what I would call as it always feels a bit sort of weird, but I think it's a lovely idea. And if you're looking for a system to play, or if you're looking for a group, and we all know that finding a group to play with can be challenging, I think it's a lovely idea.
I
So
do.
hopefully, I'm hoping this actually takes off. And again, Dungeon Ra posted about this earlier today on X, and I just thought it would be great to highlight. Now, the other thing I want to highlight is some very exciting things happening in our TTRPG space at the moment. Monster Island.
Oh,
Tony,
he has funded.
He has funded, but he's got stretch goals. So guys, keep sharing, keep pushing. Tony's going to join us on the 21st. Yeah, 21st. Not 21st. No, next week.
I was about to say 21st is one when it's.
Hang on.
Yeah.
What's the date? Sorry,
it's going to be the 5th, not the 5th.
15th.
Yeah, the
yes.
15th. Yeah.
Yeah, 14th, because it's Tuesday for us. 14th.
That's right, 14th.
Yes. Why was I thinking 21st? We've got something else on the 21st. That's why.
Yes, we have. So we will have
with us
Tony
next
along.
week.
Yeah.
He's with us next week. He's going to come along. He's going to talk a little bit about Monster Island. Probably going to do some bits and pieces around it. So we'll be doing some Untold Destiny stuff first. Then Tony's going to join us, and we're going to do a little bit of a talk. You've already seen, we've already done 2 indie game spotlights for Tony now. I think he's really passionate in this space. It's superb. I'm really pleased he's funded. There's nothing worse than waiting in between that sort of start of the Kickstarter and the end of the Kickstarter and just going, please fund. Yeah. It's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, so, he's got an incredible imagination, and he's incorporated so much into this book. It's not just the whole of Australia, but it's also the Hollow Earth and stuff like that he's put in there, with visions to go even further, and all of this sort of stuff he had breadcrumbs in all his previous stuff that he was doing, pointing to this module. So I think he's an
It's
incredible
clever.
creator. Yeah, really
Really,
good.
really clever mind. He thinks through things, but he never
Oh no,
talks a
no,
little bit.
so right, so
Yeah.
right.
Put us all together. We just don't stop.
Yes. But that's why we love interviewing him. We just ask him a question, then go make a cup of tea whilst he just entertains us. It's great. Love him.
It is, and yeah, it's good fun. And of course, I'm going to call out Rettigers. All right, back a kit. Follow him for updates and the quick
Quick starter
quick
rules.
start. I couldn't remember the word. You could tell it's late.
Yeah.
I only had 4 hours sleep last night.
But he's launching in 28 days.
Yeah,
Not far now.
28 days. Yeah, we're following. We're gonna back Tony.
Yeah.
And we actually had a something else arrive as well. I'm going to just turn my camera off a second. I will be. Oh, you've got it.
I've got it.
Have you got your D30 as well? So yeah, we interviewed Serge about Alpengard. That was a really interesting indie game spotlight. And the reason it was interesting for me is because Dean and Serge, they were like twins when they were talking about problems that they had. Yeah, so the problems that they were trying to fix with the game systems, they both had the same issues with previous game systems. So hearing them talk, it was like two old wives. They were like, oh, and there's this, and they were both getting all excited because but what was really interesting is they've both taken very different approaches to fixing the issues, which is why this has got so interesting to us. One, it's a D30 system. So, and there's a lot more in the way of numbers, and Dean can go into and wax lyrical. He worked out all of the maths as he always does. And it was really interesting to chat to him. Now, Alpengard has just joined X, so go hunt him down. He's on part of the Indie Game Guild. So yeah, please go find these people, follow them. I think it's really nice. The fact is he's got it out. So unlike us, he's managed to fund his artwork and everything already. So all of it. He's got 10 artists that work for him.
I think
That
was
freelancers.
Serge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Serge, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Alpengard.
Oh no, that's yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah. Oh jeez, yes. We interview so many people. I do want to have a special shout out for the Ghosts of Vietnam, which it's by Richard Littles, and you know what? He's put so much research thought into this. You've got proper maps in there. He teaches you how to do map reading. So if you're playing a signals class and you're having to give coordinates for a landing of a helicopter or something like that, you've actually got to give the coordinates within the map. And if you mess that up, then the helicopter is going to go somewhere else. So for capturing that kind of real feel of being there in the jungles and trying to survive, oh god, it's a good book. Good book.
I think when we did the interview with Richard, I could feel the tension coming through for playing this game. I really want to play it, but at the same time, I think it's going to be really stressful.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this when I pop this on.
Yeah, please do.
So there's a pro option for Fantasy Ground System Incorporation. You could have UD input polished and sold in their store. Yes, we will definitely look at it. One of the challenges we have is that to do any of the sort of VTTs, I am right that Fantasy Grounds is VTT.
It is a VTT.
Yeah, look at me knowing words. Well, I've completely forgotten all my words now.
To do any of the VTT stuff.
Yeah, what we found is the actual cost for us to do it is actually quite substantial. So the likelihood is what we'll do is on one of the Kickstarters actually have a VTT. We will get it all costed out first so we can actually say, and to get it on the VTT in order to help us fund it. Put it like this, just for doing character sheets and getting stuff onto Roll20, we were getting quotes from about 5K up to 15K.
Yeah.
Which is prohibitive for us. We were very lucky. We had a mate who knows coding, and he actually offered to do it for us for free, which is our mate Ian, and he did all of our character sheets that we're using in Roll20 at the moment. But for us to do a VTT, I think at the moment, cost wise, it'd be prohibitive for us.
Yeah.
But we could do it as part of a Kickstarter. It's definitely something we want to do. I love it when you nod your ears wobble.
I know. It's great.
So that's one of the questions I've got for you is we're looking at snippets of news and stuff like that to add on at the end of this and to maybe spark some conversations, give us a chance to talk to you guys about stuff that... Ooh. Yeah, I actually put calls out on X. I put calls out on Facebook. I put it onto the Roll20 Discord server. Even wrote a little job spec and saying, I don't want the Earth, I just want a character sheet. And yeah, obviously I also had everybody trying to upsell me.
Yep.
And
full-blown system, 15 grand. It's like, no,
full-blown system. They were talking up to 50K.
And I was that's right, 50K. It was like, no.
One of the others said about 15K for the full-blown, and for actually doing all of the databases, everything in GitHub and all the rest of it. But yeah, just those basic costs are beyond us. We have one salary between us, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. And we're ploughing every bit of our savings into the artwork for this. Some people would say we're mad, but I don't care. I love our game.
So right now our focus is purely on getting that the basic edition book done. So we will then when we kickstart it, it's all done, it's all ready to go. There will be stretch goals to add more art to it, and it will be delivered within a period of time. So that's the real push at the moment. When it comes to VTTs, at some point we'll get around to making sure the rule set's brought across, but it will be when we've got real traction and we've got a lot of people using the game.
Just want to answer Michael here. The way that Roll20 do it is you go onto their Discord server, you sign up to their Discord server, and then they have their freelancers. They don't do it themselves. They have freelancers that they propose. And I reached out to all of them. I had 2 of them come back to me. One of them was like, well, I'll only do it if it's the full thing. And the other one was still out of our price range. So, yeah. That was pretty much the words I used, AGP.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And it's like everything, I can do a bit of coding, and I used to very, very many years ago. Dean's actually a software engineer background.
But long time ago.
Neither of us have done any coding in eons. And we're already, I would say, working our fingers to the bone doing what we're doing. We just couldn't add coding on top, getting back on top of our coding and then doing coding on top.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right.
That Death Angel Shadow might know someone who does Foundry. Yeah, and it was quite funny, the amount of people who were like talking to us about Roll20 and then saying, oh yes, and then if you pay us this as well, we'll put it all on Foundry for you. It's like, just want a character sheet.
That was it. It was just one character sheet.
Yeah.
Not linked into a database, nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're thinking of, Michael. Kickstarter stretch goal.
Start earning. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
And we were actually thinking of starting up only pensioners, you know.
We're not that old, okay? Stop aging us.
Who's allowed to draw down his pension this year? You are. Yeah,
Yes,
only
anyway.
pensioners, where you get to see a bunch of old people doing stupid hobbies. We reckon it go down a storm.
I think you overestimate the market.
I don't know.
Right.
Oh,
Anyway, it is late here. I hope you've
it
been
is.
entertained. I hope you've enjoyed our artwork, and I hope you've enjoyed the little bit of news
Your
bit
ears are
we've had.
drooping, Dean.
My ears are drooping. I'm tired, see.
Oh,
Yes. And thank you so much for all of your support. So yeah, next week, I know we got Tony on to give us an update as we lead into the last few days of his Kickstart. But what else are we doing?
I don't know. We did decide earlier on today, and now it's really late, and I've forgotten.
Oh, we'll let people know ahead of time.
I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten. We decided earlier.
Anyway, it'll come back to us.
Yeah, it'll come back to us.
Yes, we have sprung forward. So our clocks are back in synchronization now.
Yes.
Yes.
So at the moment it's midnight here.
Yeah.
No, it's
No. It's 13 minutes past midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
it is. Yeah, I don't think.
I don't. So, are there any? Yes, it's 12:15.
Yeah.
My question is: are there any questions people want to ask us before we bid you adieu?
I just wanted to say, whilst we're waiting for questions to come in, that tomorrow, at some unearthly hour for me, but late for the States. Yes, it will be the Babylon 5 retrospective by Sci-Fi Snob. And we are doing, hi Osiris, welcome. We're doing a 3-hour retrospective of War Without End, which is an amazing 2-parter. It's an incredible set of episodes. I will not be wearing this getup tomorrow because I cannot sweat in this for 3 hours.
I think we should make him though. I think we should.
No, I can't. I can't possibly. No.
I think he looks cute.
Yes. So information will be going out in X regarding it. But if you are around and you're a big fan of Babylon 5, I guarantee you gotta get into the chat. You gotta join the discussion with us as we go into it. It's a fantastic double set.
I'm going to be in the chat.
You are going to be
absolutely. I love those 2 episodes. I absolutely adore them.
Put on the wig.
We'll have to think of something else that Dean needs to do. I could just keep dressing him up, can't I? Oh,
this does not sound good.
Ooh.
Oh. Now that is hard.
I know who I'd get, but
who would you get?
Me.
Go on.
I absolutely, and I didn't add them to the list as I was going through, but I absolutely love Keith Parkinson, but obviously I don't think he's around anymore. But I love Boris Vallejo. Absolutely
on a 55 screen.
Bunny Dean on a look at that. You do look a bit maniacal, darling.
Thank you. Hopefully that scared Steve.
I would love, something. I love all of them. I would love some artwork by Boris Vallejo or Julie Bell. I'd love all of them. Yeah,
but if I had to choose one, it would be Elmore. It would be Elmore for me. I love so much of his artwork that if it was to, if I could get him to do a cover of one of our books, I would be over the moon.
Yeah, I do like Elmore's work, but I also love you know me, I've always loved Boris. It was either if I'd have added him into the list that we were doing earlier, because I also like I can never pronounce his name. Lewis Royo. So yes, Keith passed his cover for riffs. Yeah, I love Keith's work,
The
and I
riffs,
love
yes,
Boris's
the
work.
riffs cover. I think I know the one you're on. It's the one with the machine, and you got the woman around it as it floats across the battlefield.
I
Oh,
like
yes.
it.
I love some
Yes.
of the riffs artwork. I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so I think you're right. I think Jeff Easley. I did reach out to Larry Elmore, and I got firmly told he's retired. Got firmly told I had a waggle finger.
Yes, I'm tired.
Tired.
Yes.
Tried.
Beholders. Yeah, could, yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
that reminds me, Cyrus, what you've described there is a cult in Mulmaster who worship beholders, and they have caps they put on with eye stalks that come out of those caps. So I'd be like the beholder cult in Mulmaster. And I
Not as
don't think that's a
cute
good,
as your
because if
bunny rabbit, though.
if someone sees me online, they might think and try and contact me to, so yes, we'll have to have a think about that one.
Yes. Yes. Well, of course, and Boris did a lot of the covers for the Gore books, didn't he? So he did a lot of those. But yeah, I used to work night shifts. So back when I first started work, I worked in a technical assistance centre, and it was before, well, it was as we were rolling out the internet, and the engineers would call into the technical assistance centre if they got stuck, and then we'd tell them what to do off the basis of the manuals, or we'd go into the labs, try and do it ourselves, and then talk them through it as we were doing it ourselves in the labs. So it was that old, long ago. And when the phones weren't going, I used to spend all my time going through different art pieces, and I loved looking at the Boris art. I loved looking at the Lewis art. There were so many great artists. When do you get your basic set and adventure? Okay, so I am committing you'll have your adventure by June. Okay, so that's before June. All right, we are editing at the moment. Basic, we are going to go to Kickstart for you will get around the same time as the adventure, you will get some condensed rules, or whatever Dean's going to call it, in order for you to get up, play yourself. You can do first level characters. So we're going to be giving that away.
Yes, so
Then-
the adventure will be the first sort of dungeon, first part of the
Yeah.
adventure, with an indication of how it branches out
Pre-gens.
and becomes really sandboxy, but with a guidance. And you'll get a player's pack, so creating first level characters, and a GM's advice pack, which is all about using the rules and running it. I think so far the player's pack is coming in around about 30 pages before artwork, so it's the basic edition, much more condensed. You don't have anywhere near as many options as the advanced, but it's easier to get up and running and to understand the flavor of Untold Destiny before you can then move up to something a bit more complicated.
Yeah,
So,
we
yes.
were playing it on the weekend.
Yes.
Well, I was moaning because I know it's coming up fast, and all you're going to hear off Dean is Vicky's going to finish editing.
Yes, editing.
Editing.
I believe Jack is also helping with the editing, so a lot of thanks goes out to Jack for that.
Absolutely. So yeah, doing the editing around the day job. So yes, we should. The aim is to have all of the editing finished by the end of April, so that we can finish doing the layout. There's some more artwork in progress. So that means that we can get that out. We will be sending out copies to people, and it's going to be, so PDF will be free. We will be we're going to have a small print run done dependent on how much money that we've spent on art.
Yeah. So the plan is to give advanced copies to certain YouTubers and stuff like that, so we can hopefully get on and
certain
talk about it
supporters,
and
yeah.
ahead of it going public, to give them
Ooh,
a bit of what?
Caldwell still painting.
Wow.
We won't get that you've retired finger like I did when I approached Larry.
Yes.
I doubt it was him who said that. I expect he's got someone manning his email.
More than likely. Yeah.
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 But I was thoroughly tooled off.
Yeah, you were. So yes, it's just around the corner. We are flat out. I'm converting creatures as we speak, and I'm about to convert the adventure across. Yeah, I'm really excited about it because I just want to get something into your hands so you can start playing and let me know what you feel. A bit of a scary moment for us. I hope you don't
it's a
hate
bit
it.
terrifying.
Yes. But from everything I've seen so far, people seem to love it.
Yeah.
It captures that classic feel, but in a kind of streamlined, modern framework.
It's quite funny. We're playing on Sunday, wasn't it? Sunday.
It was Sunday. Yeah.
We're doing some testing on Sunday because, of course, we're just making sure that after the conversion back to the basic set, it's all working fine. And we had some friends round, and we were basically doing some hammering of it, and it works really well. You'll get constant moaning from me because I like detailed, in-depth, fully fleshed out characters. I want my mounts, and I can't have that in basic.
No.
So I will always be, as a player, an advanced sort of advocate. But I have to say it was great because it took us 10 minutes to create characters. One of my characters got eaten by a griffin.
Yeah, it was so funny. I still don't know whether to. It's a decision I'm toying with, but fumbles need to mean something, and you got.
I liked it.
You liked
great.
it. We're going to keep it in there. The brace test is you using your armor to attempt to absorb half the damage, so negate half the damage. But if you roll a 1, that means you just messed up the whole thing. Your armor's in the wrong place, and you take more damage. You take double the damage. If you roll a 20, a critical, you take no damage doing an armor check. And magical armors or special armors have a better crit range. So what was it? The griffin hit, pecked you. You're on 0 hit points. So any damage you took
damage goes to wounds.
And then more wounds when it goes over your overflow. And it was 35 damage. And Vicky was like, right, I'm going to make an armor brace. I'm bracing. What happened? You rolled the D20.
1.
So 1 comes up and we're like, oh God, that's like, but what did you have on your character sheet?
I had my fate points.
And that allows you to re-roll.
Said I will spend my fate point. I'm going to ignore that one. And I rolled it again. And what happened?
Yeah, what did happen?
1.
A second one came up. And we were all laughing as 70 points of damage was done. It was enough with the wound overflows to give her 3 wounds, killing her character instantly. And the griffin just went like, romp, rah, and swallowed her whole.
Yes, thank you
and I
very
thought that
much.
Was fun. This was a low-level group.
Second character of mine that you've had a monster eat.
I was about to say this was the was this the low-level group?
No,
this was you leveled.
This was a 6th level cleric.
I know it was a 6th level cleric against a 7th level elite, but elites are vicious creatures. They're nasty. We got a great system, but it can be quite brutal at times.
Yeah, it could be brutal if you. I mean, I was a bit exposed. I couldn't get out of there at the time. It was,
and you only need 15 minutes. You can create a new character. Get back in.
Yeah, see what I have to put up with.
Yes,
but luckily, because it was a basic character, I hadn't got attached to it, so I didn't cry.
No, you didn't. No, but it was fun. It was. We had a lot of laughter
really
around that table, and it was good.
So much fun to play.
Yes,
it was nice. It was easy to get into. It was great to play. It's got all of the heart of Untold Destiny, so the multi D20s, all of that remains.
The reaction system, the stamina.
Yeah, all of that remains. But Dean's just basically pared back so that you don't have so much complexity. around the character build, which also means you haven't got so much variety, but it's still you've still got lots of choice, but none of
Yeah.
it overwhelming. It
No.
gives you what you need in order to get up and running. And I think it was, oh, I will, Paladin Steve, I will. But yes, it was fantastic. So we will be getting all of that up and running. As I said, we're going to give you the stuff so you can play without having to do any outlay. Then we'll go to Kickstarter then for the printed books in October. That's the aim.
The printed book, it'll all be in one book.
One book.
One book will be your players, your GMs, and all your monsters.
And a bit about the setting as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we'll give you maps and stuff like that as part and parcel of it. But the beauty of it is that you can use a basic system with any setting that you want.
Yeah.
And on the 21st, this is why I had the date in my head on the 21st, Paladin Steve is going to be joining us, and we are going to be creating his character's spell. He's going to come up with a spell. He's going to come up with a spell and the sort of essence of it, and he's going to come onto the stream, and Dean's going to actually build it out. We've got templates that we use for when you want to create your own spells. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the essence, we're going to work with Paladin Steve live, and he's going to have his character spell immortalized in our book. Hey, isn't that cool?
He will, but like every creator who's contributed to Untold Destiny, it'll be one of the stretch goals. So his spell will become part of the stretch goals, along with, unfortunately,
you're just copying what Trollord Games does.
Well, I think it's a great way to encourage and to it works.
Sure
it works. But I'm looking forward to doing spell creation with Steve, and showing you just how easy it is to put a spell together, how we balance the spells, but also leave them very open so that you got a lot of flexibility with what you can do. So
exactly that. Spell creation, Steve style. And that'll be fun. And so yeah, next week we got Tony coming on. We're gonna have something else as well, but my brain's I've remembered the stuff I organized for Steve not long before. I can't remember what I organized for next week, but I've got something. So we'll put that out on X, we'll put it out on Facebook, blah blah blah. And yeah, AGP, I haven't done yours because your character is actually from your system. And I didn't think you'd want us putting your character's name in our system. But you are more than welcome for us to have a discussion about something we can do special for you, because you have been fantastic. All right, so I'll have a chat with you in the background on that. But yeah, so yeah, we are up against it. We're working really hard. I've just had 2 weeks off work and I haven't stopped, apart from when I was a bit ill.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the 2 weeks went.
It went getting our basic edition up and running.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. There's always something.
There's always something.
But anyway, it is getting late now.
Yes.
We have a full day ahead of us tomorrow. And
we do. And then you've got a very late night.
I know, but I'm looking forward to it.
No, early mornings Thursday for
It's an early morning Thursday, yes, for Sci-Fi Snob and Babylon 5. So if you're a sci-fi fan, you cannot miss this.
Be there. Those 2 episodes are ultimately some of my favorites. I've got so many favorites, but I love those 2.
They're good.
They are. And I get to watch it again.
Right. Anyway.
Fab. Right, we're going to go. Good night. I got to press the button. Press the button. Yay.